Yeah, Doug's on. Hey, Doug. You're muted, I think.
That AI thing is on there, is it?
No. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, now it is.
Did it go away?
No.
That's fine.
One did, one said something about Rob. Rob, do you have it set up?
See, that's what I thought.
It's so raw there.
There were two of them up there popping up. There's still one up there. Hey Doug, you're on mute. There you go.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I can hear you just great. Sorry, little delay there.
Okay, let's try this again. Let's call the meeting to order at 6:33. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call.
That's all. Jane Childers, present.
Pennington president, Katie Duffy president. All five members are in attendance. We have four. Once again from the public, so no public requests to speak. First item of business is discussing the establishment of our residential TIF district. Dustin Meeks is here for standing in for Adam tonight to answer any questions we have on it. And we've pretty much discussed it ad nauseam at this point, but just to reiterate, we do need to capture that money so that we can help fund future infrastructure projects such as bringing more water to town. The other people's out in the development area. So, Dustin, you have anything you want to
I mean,
address on it?
the only thing I usually know about residential TIFs is that they're slightly different from your standard TIF, which lasts for 20 years or 25 years, whereas the residential TIF goes for 20 years. But that's really that and it captures your residential assessed value instead of just commercial. But other than that, very similar to your standard TIF allocation area, which you're very familiar with.
Now, does that 20 years start once we establish it, or is that based on if we issue bonds?
So yeah, 20 years from the date on which there are obligations payable.
Okay,
from-
so if we have no obligations, we're not under any time constraint. Okay.
Yes, that 20-year life is from the time that you have, legal obligation payable from your TIF.
Okay.
Can you hear them, Doug?
I can hear just fine. Yes.
Okay.
And I put on here review timeline, but then I forgot to include copies of the timeline, and I don't have one, so.
I'm happy to overview the process if you'd like. I don't have the dates, but
Yeah, I think
Is it Adam's timeline?
it is,
That one?
yeah, would you?
Going from what? Under front.
Yeah.
I'm happy to walk through the process while she prints it and I'll look at the dates. So the approval process, again, very similar to what you're used to with your standard allocation area. Tonight is actually the one sort of differentiating step between the normal process for setting up a TIF area versus a residential TIF area. So in a residential TIF area, you have a public hearing that precedes the meeting at which you would consider the declaratory resolution. So at the next meeting of the RDC, your actual approval step where you would identify the map and then say that, we want to make this an allocation area and lay out your projects and your economic development plan for the use of those collected TIF dollars. After that, it goes to the planning body. And if there is not a plan commission that has jurisdiction over Jamestown, then it goes straight to the town council for approval. After town council, it comes back to this body for a second public hearing, this time on the sort of full details of the declaratory resolution. And after adoption of what we call the confirmatory resolution, that is when the area is created. And after that, we would refer it on to the county auditor's office and Indiana Department of Finance. So it's that same sort of 4-step process you're used to. Tonight is the special extra step.
So at our October meeting, we will go over the declaratory resolution. Do we have to have the part from Chrome done at that meeting?
The tax impact statement?
Yeah.
So the tax impact statement will go out at the same time as your public hearing notice for your hearing. And
Before we do the
resolution.
confirmatory.
So,
Okay.
yeah, they'll do that after the town council
Okay.
has made.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing
Yeah,
that
yeah,
going.
no, yeah, that is later in the process. So there's still plenty of time for that.
Okay.
And I guess I would say, at some point tonight, we should say the magic words that we've opened the public hearing, recognize that there's no one from the public here, and then close the public hearing for what it's worth.
We can do that. So let's open a public hearing at 6:39 on the establishment of a residential TIF for the Darlington Villas area. Rob, do you have any comments?
My only question, that'd be two, just state again that, I think that it's important to get the pass through that's available for, say, the bus routes will be needed, that type of thing. You know better than I do on what that looks like. And then second, when you mention allocation, my question is, it came to mind, is that just Darlington Villas that you're looking at allocating that area?
Okay, I don't know.
I thought it was, but I just want to make sure.
I didn't make those. Yeah, and on the pass through, yeah, statutorily, the redevelopment commission has the ability to pass through the school districts, so.
Yeah, so that's my only comment, and you know, I think you all knew that, but I thought with the public hearing, I just go on record saying it, so.
Okay, with no other members of the public present to speak, we will close the public hearing at 6:41. Do we need to make a motion that we want to go ahead and go through with this, or
There is an approval
Okay.
step tonight.
Okay.
Tonight was just about hearing any comments on the proposal before you would consider the resolution at the next meeting. So yeah, your approval step. I think no action tonight.
You now should have a copy of the timeline. As you can see, we're already down through September 26th, 25th. So on this where it says by September 26th, who do we need to who do I need to consult with?
So this statutory requirement is for consultation with Rob in part, so.
Okay.
And then additionally, impacted neighborhood associations. So and the statute doesn't define that, it just says consult with the impacted neighborhood association. So what we generally would recommend is if there are neighborhoods adjacent to this area. That
They're individual homes that are in the
Yeah.
neighborhoods, so.
So in which case, there's not anybody
Okay.
to consult with. It's usually like if you're gonna do the development and you have neighborhoods on either side,
Right.
and they have like a homeowners association, we suggest solicitation, but here where there's no other significant.
So therefore, we are now through by September 26th already. So what documents need to be filed before our next meeting?
So Adam will prepare a declaratory resolution, which will be a resolution that
Right.
provides for the creation of the area that includes the
Okay.
maps and the plan documents. So that'll be what that gets your meeting on the 8th. Sorry, the 9th.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Nothing said. Arlington Hills. I see you, I mean, they're making progress on the sidewalk. I was out there over the weekend. A big pond.
Yeah.
We're moving full speed ahead.
Were they planning on having some, mock homes up by the first of the year?
By the end of the year.
By the end, by the first, by the end of the year.
Plan is to have a couple of homes up and the roads for phase one will be paved
Uh,
by the end of the year.
your biggest sellers are cutting the road in through the factory,
We're working on that.
working on seeing if we're doing it, or it is gonna be done.
It's gonna be done. We met with an engineering firm and the Purdy's. The Purdy's did not want it to go straight through. So it goes up and it jogs kind of southwest, and then it turns back to the west, and it will come out on the south end of the woods.
Oh, okay.
Down farther.
It'll come out, yeah, almost in front of the housing addition. But of course, in that route is Josh's electric, water, and sewer to complete the loop. INPA was here this week and did some preliminary mapping where they're gonna run stuff. But yeah, it's a very tricky situation because where International Drive stops currently is annexed into town. At the east edge of that woods is annexed into town. So Purdy's Field is not annexed in town, and that's considered the county. So Josh and the town are working with the county to fund
That
part of the
part.
road. That part of the road, it's gonna be at least a year so they can budget for it. The plan is in place to put a full road through there with utilities. We are currently getting land values to report back for what it's gonna cost us to buy that part of the land from the company. It's our belief that by doing that, you're only raising the value to the Purdy's. Because now they have road frontage
On the
property
side.
with utilities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it should, in our opinion, it should drive that value up of that farm ground.
right. But it should drive it up, selling it to the town or whatever, should drive it down.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, it's just,
How much they need across there? To do, fit 20 foot?
how much?
Yeah, what's the width they think for road?
It's gonna be a minimum of 75.
Wide?
Yeah.
Oh, cause you got, they actually can't walk.
Yeah, easements.
Electric, water, sewer, sidewalks. street.
Sidewalks too. If somebody wants to walk from houses to work.
From the woods, when that's where
From the
they're
woods.
living.
And there will be drainage in there too, so your stormwater.
Okay. So what, are utilities already in that zone? And you have to move them?
And what zone?
Right about what you're saying?
Or you're saying road's gonna go through where Josh's utilities are, or that's where he was planning on.
That's where it's planning.
I don't know, that's what I'm clear
That's
about.
all I want to clarify.
Yeah,
Right there.
he said where their jog on the road that has been going straight.
Right.
So it's gonna affect Josh's utilities. She's asking if the utilities are already existing there.
No, we are all three of the utilities from,
The utilities are down here, right?
That's what Josh was planning to run them.
The sewer's over here though, right?
we will make, it will be all a loop. Because that is the whole thing about the utilities is you don't want dead ends. So by putting this house in there, you're having the opportunity to follow the road across, to bring your water across.
That's a great idea.
You have the ability to bring the big voltage, the power across, which loops everything together. So, yes, there, where the road will be, there will be utilities in there. We do not have to run water and sewer to the housing development. But they will, the developer, and this is why their cost has went up,
Right.
is because they have to take the higher voltage across there. So they are paying for the infrastructure of getting the utilities over there, not Jamestown Utilities.
Right, but the utilities are right here. The sewer or the water and the electric are here and then.
We have water and sewer at FTIC.
Okay,
We have water and sewer on Ash Street and Columbia Street.
right, so they're gonna take it around.
So it will be in both places.
It's not really a problem.
There is no problem.
Okay, great. Okay.
Hey Doug, you got anything for us?
No, nothing new. Haven't heard anything from our friends on the Darlington Villas project. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but nothing since our last conversation with them. And then no new news on any other economic development pieces.
Okay. Is there gonna be a call with Ross and Phil? There was, we did a call on August 19th. Basically, we told them once again, we don't have enough money anticipating from this new TIF area to get to them, certainly not at this time. I mean, when they kept bringing up, well, our costs are so much more, our costs are so much more. Well, they're not, I mean, they are, but they're not. I told you 5,000, yes, they're at 7,500 a house now, but Adam said they would have to do a bond. None of the options we had talked about, like trying to give a rebate or something, we can legally do that way. So if they're going through the costs of doing a bond issuance, they're not gonna come out ahead. They're gonna spend it all in legal and closing costs, so. And I mean, it's gonna be more critical for us to be able to get water than this, because they can pass that 7,500 on to a homeowner, I'm sorry, you know, they're going to.
Well, they already raised from 100,000 to 250,000. And more. So we were explaining.
So anyway,
When you say the rebate option that you offered, is that the incentive one where it's like after so many houses we would consider, or is that what you mean? Rebate?
That's what I was,
Yeah. Because, you know, we had talked, maybe we could give them back 2,500 per house or whatever.
Yeah.
Once they, but we can't do it that way, so. You know, because, oh, it's a government, it might make sense and make things easy. Less costly in the end, but. So,
I'm guessing. First.
correct.
That's darn Indiana code.
I know. Well, we were going to take it up to advisement right now, the firm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's what happened.
So, Phil and Ross, I mean, I understand they're disappointed, but. The truth of the matter is, they're under contract with Arbor. They can't get out of it without losing a bunch of money, so they're pretty much where they're at, and they should have done better due diligence.
Was that August 3rd? Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna asking for how long?
they're saying they've been in business all these years, they should
Oh,
know
they should have.
to do the due diligence that's necessary. Yes, sometimes things get missed and you're able to help out, but don't.
But I know they've been wanting this money for how long, but they're not just now.
I think a lot of it, I think Phil, they might have been aware of all of it, is my personal opinion, but, you know,
And that was, so that was the developer with Phil, it's one of the songs.
both of them. Okay. Before we move on to approvals, I updated our projects, our projected cash balance. I increased our estimated legal fees for this year. We originally had 20,000 on it. And, we've already spent. I don't forget what it is, but, I increased it by another 20,000. So we only had like almost 2,700 left for the rest of the year. And Lori has 2 bills for next month's docket that will wipe all that out. So, we increased it. Well, but not, I'm going on.
Not like
8/31.
Yeah. Oh.
That's where it gets.
What we're gonna do.
Yeah, because the numbers I'm going off of the cash report is 8/31 number.
Right.
So those invoices aren't out at
I think you said what?
20,000.
No, I thought we were kidding.
We had 20,000 in, I increased it to 40,000 for legal this year.
Okay, now that makes more sense. Okay, I'm like, what are we ready? Yeah.
So. That's really the only change I made on there. The sidewalk and lighting project, if you look on expenses today, I have the, 4 invoices, the final ones, that we got in. They've not been paid yet, so that's not out of our cash balance yet. But, it looks like we should have almost 85,000 left out of our 500,000 we had allocated. That can go back to our funds, so we came in under budget. Even with all this hiring and project manager. Wow. So. And it made everybody's life so much easier.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That worked out.
I was so glad it was such.
So. That's all the new stuff,
Does that mean that we're completely done with the EV?
yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Although I will say I've left open. There's like $2,100 left on their contract.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a couple months before I close that out and say that we're not paying that. I don't think we're paying it anyway, but technically it was still in that not to exceed part. I don't trust them not to come through now with the whole project's done and say, oh, we have this. So. But considering we've not heard either hear from them, not too worried at this point. Other than that, I don't think that I have much else. Anybody have anything we haven't touched on, you know, gonna discuss?
Well, I will bring up the fact that after the light poles are up, we may be asked to help fund the brackets for the light poles, so all our old poles were wooden poles, and Josh screwed a flag pole bracket to the wooden pole. With the new downtown poles, they have a track and a locking system. We need a bracket to hold flags for the downtown. We need a bracket to hold.
Yes. I'm sorry. Anyway,
We need,
I never didn't realize they didn't come with them. I thought they did. I just.
No, all those are extras.
So
he needs brackets for a flagpole or for the flags. He needs brackets for the Christmas lights. Again, we screwed it to the pole.
yeah.
Now we don't have that. This has not been decided, this is all concept. The flower boxes downtown are most likely going to go away.
The park board would like to repurpose those.
But they take up a lot of the sidewalk. You park your car and your kid gets out of the back and they're banging the door into the thing, or your wife, or.
I tried to find something.
And now,
I felt like he's.
and now, they are ADA compliant, the sidewalk sits like this, and then it's close down to the curb, so your flower pot will be. So, Lori and I were at dinner in Danville. Danville has very similar lights. And I noticed their flower pots and they're hanging.
Really, you doing?
And Josh got a price for the brackets. And
Pots.
and the pots.
What about the hands, those I love?
So the moral of the story is, for all the lights downtown, we're looking at about $13,000 for accessories.
Well, we've got the
So,
money,
does
so.
that put you, does that put the bracket for the American flag on one side and the bracket, and it's got brackets for the banners?
Yeah, the banners, brackets are we already got those,
All
and
right,
they're up.
yeah. Okay. So then what, we gotta get a special watering thing to water them?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Then we just need like a wand thing.
Yeah, it's just a one. I watched. them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
as long as we don't put them like way on. Like Remington.
But if you go to Remington,
yeah, no, well, yeah, you showed. And they got water, I guess they have a watering system in the.
they have the water in the hole.
In the bowl.
Sounds like they have one of them.
Oh, wow.
It's got a watering system.
Wow. So, you know, like I said, the flower pots are not. No, we're looking at it. $13,000. I was approached this week. Maybe, or the end of last week, I don't remember which day. But there is an organization in town that is filing for a grant. And, they were gonna try to pitch in on that.
And how high up are, like, we wouldn't be worried about liability of somebody bumping their
I'd
head?
like to have it at least 7 foot off the ground. And that way, if one of the Hoosier basketball players happens.
To see the Herman Wells thing.
But I think the bottom of the flower pot should be at least 7 foot.
Yeah.
They look great.
But yes, we do need those,
I think it's hanging on a hook.
off the pole bracket, yes.
I was just wondering if somebody had like a bar with a hook on it, they could go over and just lift the basket up and bring it down.
I don't think you want to, but, those are 17-inch diameter pots.
Maybe.
Out.
This is the bucket truck, Josh gonna go around with the
No,
bucket truck.
the guy that does the planning for the town, he's already been approached with the concept of it. And he loves the idea and would absolutely love to plan them.
What guy? I thought Jason knew the flowers and shit. Oh,
And he.
okay. All right.
That he was well planned.
Well, that's what I'm saying, well, you gonna, and it's okay what he's doing now, but. Yes, when he stops, you'll just figure that out when it comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of those the planters. 2 of those planters belong to Dave.
I don't even know where they're at.
The only reason Dave got those is because his got hit by a plow. They were the first ones were never returned. And then he never got.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they're not part of the ones we provided.
We'll make sure
We
those
had
get-
those, and I need to mention that because
Yeah,
those need to go out.
They're at the nature.
And then the nature park would then get, or the Parks and Parkway would get the,
We're trying to do something where the old gazebo was in the back. We're trying to cut those posts off and make that some kind of,
No,
like a checker.
we're not, they'll go back up there and then.
You know what I mean?
That's theirs.
Take the benches that were
That's their
down there.
property and needs to
Put them
go
around
back
it.
to them, so
And
don't worry.
that's
about
where.
that.
And then put the flower boxes behind the benches. That's what we're thinking.
All right. We need a motion to approve meeting minutes for July 10th. Motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't do this out, so.
Was that August?
No, July.
Oh,
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
no.
All opposed, same sign. Someone say, what? Oh, just must be no. Motion to approve meeting minutes for August 14th.
Was I here?
You
I'll
were.
make it. August.
Second.
All in favor?
Hey, I didn't assign for a signed copy of the.
I would have both. You have the wrong ones because I made changes to.
Oh.
I'm tore it up. We have them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the game last.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, thank you.
No, I
Take your flanks, Dan. Forget about the other, you know.
Yeah, right.
you know, Right behind the band.
We're behind the bench.
Behind the line.
We were across from the
You're on the
bench.
floor.
We were front row.
You're on the floor.
I saw.
Yeah.
That basketball.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would like to playoff. Me to you from Lexington.
Lexi.
That's what it's like, it's very well.
it's awesome.
I make a motion to approve September docket. As is. As presented.
Good. All in favor?
I,
Motion to approve bank reconciliation for FDIC TIF.
Motion to approve bank reconciliation for that. Tip as.
All in favor?
I,
And finally, motion to approve bank reconciliation for the downtown TIF district.
Motion to approve the bank reconciliation for the downtown. As presented.
All in favor? Aye. Any additional comments, concerns, questions?
so
Are we just thinking about getting them the flower pots or?
We'll let Josh
Yeah.
get the numbers.
Yeah, get the numbers.
Just so we can, you're looking about next spring, how much you're looking at.
imagine it's gonna want the brackets for
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah, we'll need it before that, but we have a meeting in 2 weeks basically, so we can do.
and
it.
he'll be home and he can give the numbers and.
And put the actual request in.
And follow.
I mean, we have money left, so we might as
I
well.
like to finish.
Yeah. Now, we're not gonna like spend our whole 85,000, but
What's up?
I did not receive the last invoice.
I think once you get that done, I think you're pretty much done with the projects.
I'm not sure, but we will be getting another invoice from them.
okay, so there is some, but it won't be much because their contract was filled out. The only thing that might be is the additional, reimbursables and stuff.
You could have. Sure, I know that we'll be getting them.
Yeah, and that will probably come tomorrow. Based on how the writing's been on there.
No, tap into the contingency.
The shoulder.
Me too. Like 2,000.
We have the footing and they should be starting on I think they're gonna bring the block next week. And then that week or the following week, they will the block in and then or one layer of block. And then they're gonna pour the concrete,
Could be 3 layers of block.
okay,
And then more,
And then 4.
for the, yeah.
and they gotta finish it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, like. Yeah.
We're trying to get that.
Yep.
A schedule.
Okay.
Before you adjourn, him on the. What were we talking about before the park building? Oh. I do want to bring up to the planning commission, to the redevelopment commission. Talking about your 85,000 left over. I would like to see. If something gets done with the old post office building. I would like to see if the owner of the building does not redo the ramp, if the redevelopment commission would finish that.
If they do what?
Restore it.
Restore the building.
Is there talk?
Is there a new one?
Pardon me.
Not there talks.
So the town has moved forward with unsafe building. for the grocery store and the post office. They have 30 days to respond. If they do not respond, then they will be forced to remove the building. In a worst case scenario. I have been told that John Proctor has been ill and he has offered to sell the building to someone.
Is that the old post office?
Yes.
Oh,
So, there's a lot of different variables here, but if said person is able to save that building, they have to have an engineer come in,
Oh, my God.
no matter what, whether it's a new person or an old person. They have to have an engineer come in, and if they can save the front of that building, I'd like to see us finish our project rather than have that.
Yes, but that's gonna be far enough along that that may just be a new project. We'll just bring it in at that
I'd like
time.
to see that building gone on that main parking lot.
Did that?
That's
And
And you go in on one way alley, you ain't gonna park there about 6 cars.
that could potentially incentivize movement to.
So that is a possibility at this time.
Curiosity, when you do your, well, it'd probably be totally different. Cause you did not include the post office in your TIF, downtown TIF, did you?
No, we had taken it out. When we found out if it fell, we would have to make up.
Right.
Tax base. So, I mean, I don't know what you gotta do, but, and I don't even know if
Well,
like that tax base would
yeah.
even be worth it,
Yeah, I mean,
Depends on what they put in there.
but. If it's gonna get redone,
but there's no sense doing it yet.
Until you know.
Right, so, and even if they started in January, we have till next January to get it added, so. Which is why we decided not to make any changes to the existing TIF district this year again. We look at it every year, but until something starts moving, there's no sense in worrying about it.
What's happening with girls? What's happening with them?
Cameron.
Him.
we're waiting on them
Well,
to.
apparently they're traveling the world based on their. Italy, they've been. Where else did I see them lately? Paris. Maybe want to make a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
On favor.
I beat you to it.
Thank you.
People that know there's a.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks, guys.
What they want is to do with the property. Oh, shut this
So your family, so. Very hard to hold.
Yes.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. So much.
You know, it's not in our.
Right.
Right, it's over there. Hey, it's not always this way.
That's good.
I like this.